Welcome to Masterpiece Tarot. Here you'll find timeless messages to guide your soul's awakening. If you're here, trust you are meant to be. You can support my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing. These help support my mission of creating more peace on earth. All right, collective, we're going to do a divine masculine reading. I'm going to just ask Spirit to help us understand what masculine is dealing with. What are the challenges? What are the opportunities? We'll look at what's been going on in the past, what might be coming up in the future, and then steps to take for that final outcome. So take the messages that resonate, leave those that don't. This can be for any gender and any sign. I'm just going to read the energy, okay? The Hierophant. This is perhaps masculine. If I'm reading for you, you're thinking a lot about tradition. You're also seeking enlightenment, it looks to me like you have ascended that proverbial staircase, and you know that there's always further to go on that spiritual journey. Wow, and the star. Okay. The star is somehow perhaps interfering, blocking, or affecting. Maybe affecting is the best word because the star is a pretty nice energy. Yeah, look at these two cards together. Look at how pretty those are. These could be two aspects of self. We have a masculine and a feminine. You know, very cosmically. Well, the Hierophant's more grounded. The star is much more about the cosmos, the higher dimensions. Really cool energies here. Okay. Well, this is already off to a great start. I love these cards. Yeah, this is the Light Seers deck, if anybody doesn't know. All right, Conscious Space, the Queen of Swords. It's a feminine, air sign feminine here. We'll have to see. This might be somebody in masculine's life, divine masculine's life. And the Three of Cups in the reverse. A little bit of a spoiled party here, maybe. Yeah, we'll have to see what that's about. In the past, the moon, Pisces energy. Pisces energy here. The moon is about what is not immediately obvious or seen. It can be a deep dive into the unconscious realms, but it's also about things coming to light. So things may have come to light in the recent past for this masculine. Just have to see. And an Ace of Wands in the beginning. I mean, in the near future. All right. So there's a passionate new start here for masculine. This could be some kind of new creative project. This could be a new love interest. And the steps to the final outcome. The High Priestess in the reverse. This is how masculine is seeing themselves. They may be feeling a bit cut off from their own intuition. It could be a little bit of a sense of confusion. Six of Pentacles in the reverse is about Six of Pentacles is usually about giving and receiving. There could be a sense here in the environment that something's changing that up. Somebody's no longer giving, somebody's no longer receiving. There's a reason for this that we don't know yet. We don't know what that's about. But that is how this situation is being perceived with this masculine. Something is shifting. We have Strength in the reverse. Okay. Masculine might be concerned. there's a sense that maybe masculine is even a little bit stuck, like lacking courage to, you know, or there's a fear that they will lack the courage that it takes to, I don't know, embark on whatever this reading is about. And we have a Knight of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, not taking action. Choosing maybe to stay a little bit stuck. Huh. You know, I'm starting to get a feeling here. Wow, okay, let's keep going. We have a Page of Cups in the reverse. This is about a love offering. We have a Seven of Wands. Now here we have somebody who's being strong. They're meditating. They are defending what they believe. Looks like there's a lot of self-doubt here. It's really, and the Hanged Man, another Pisces energy here. Finally seeing things in a new way. Huh. I feel like this is maybe a masculine who, you know, their true essence is this Hierophant, this grounded individual who is a leader in the community, who holds the potential to be a leader in the community, who others see as a leader, somebody who is very traditional. They might offer a lot of mentorship, guidance. Okay, they follow tradition. This is important to them. And with the star energy crossing here, you know, this is about healing. This could also be another individual in masculine's life. I feel like it could be this Queen of Swords, maybe. Because what I'm seeing here is that as we're going through, we're seeing a lot of powerful cards in the reverse, which would indicate that there's a sense that this masculine that I'm reading for, maybe it's you or maybe it's somebody you know. I am just going to say you. So there's a sense that maybe you have been, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it's injured. I don't know if it's that you are now in a reflective time where there's some shadow work that's happening. But this spoiled party here, it's almost like this is a fear. Okay, when we have something in this unconscious place, a lot of times these are fears that we're not even aware that we have. So there might be a fear, because you're the Hierophant energy, somebody who's a stand-up guy in the community, that there's something that might, there's a fear that is something that you might do, or maybe did, or experienced, spoiled a party, or something like this. And it might have to do with the star energy, who could be a Queen of Swords, doesn't have to be. But, you know, this is somebody who can be very assertive. So maybe a feminine energy who is very strong, almost, it would make sense, though, that as a Hierophant, that you would attract or connect with a Queen of Swords. But what is the spoiled party? I don't know. Let's get some clarifiers and see if we can get more information. Yeah, I am just a little stumped, but we're going to get some clarifiers here. kind of feel like this is a masculine who's needing to, who is needing to see things in a new way. And they will eventually, but first there's a lot that needs to be worked through. You know, a lot of fears. There are a lot of fears that I'm seeing here. And it has something to do with something that was hidden in the past. Okay, let's clarify this Hierophant. Okay, we have a Ten of Pentacles, and we have a Five of Wands in the reverse. One of your roles, maybe in the recent, right now, is to quell some kind of competition to do with money, finances, and inheritance. There may be a lot of competition, but perhaps you are using energy to quell or keep it at bay. And you have a star energy crossing. Who is this star spirit? Who is this star energy here? I do not like that I just dropped a couple cards. I've got to pick those up really fast. One. I thought I dropped two. Maybe just one. Yeah, I guess it was just one. Okay. There it is. I'm going to move these. Okay. Let's keep going here. Okay. Who is the star here? Spirit. Who's the star? Okay. Seven of Cups in the reverse. And a King of Wands in the reverse. It could be that there's a strong feminine energy in your life who maybe doesn't want you to have options, and who may be, doing something to stop you. Okay, maybe from standing in your power. Okay, from doing what you feel is right. Looks like there's a strong feminine energy who may have this star energy. So it doesn't mean, they could be, known by the community, or, have some kind of acclaim or something. Doesn't have to be. It is about healing energy. The star is usually somebody who's really tapped in. But it could be that this star energy is trying to do something to take away your options. Or perhaps this star energy feels as though their options have been taken away. Yeah, you're quelling competition. You have some kind of abundance. And there's a maybe you've shut down some kind of competition, masculine. And maybe the star feels, like, actually, if this is options, okay, or choices, or it can also be about fantasy or illusions. But when it's this way, it's like there are no more options. Like, I'm going to go with the first thing. Okay, somehow, maybe this person feels like their options have been limited in some way. And this is the energy that's blocking you now. We have a Queen of Swords here. And we have 2 cards that just flew out. We'll take them. All right, so we've got a Queen of Swords who may feel like they're losing a soulmate. Maybe somebody who they have a lot of memories with. They're focused on the loss. And this might be very much on your mind at this time, masculine. What's this spoiled party down here? You feel like you've let some people down, masculine? Okay. And this is in the unconscious space. So there's a fear. I think your fear, yeah, there's just a lot of fear here. It's like you sitting in your power is challenging some aspect of self that maybe doesn't feel, it's not yet embodying who you on a soul level maybe know yourself to be. So that here we have what's not being seen is a fear of ruining the party, upsetting the apple cart, you know, ruining somebody else's stability, ruining your own stability, losing love, or, you know, denying others love. This is like some kind of a fear that you maybe not even aware of because it's in this hidden aspect down here. What's in the past here with the moon? Tell us a little bit more about the moon card here. What's this? Yeah, another reversal. 10 of Cups in the reverse and a 2 of Cups in the reverse. This is so much like the last reading energetically. This happy home, happy family, divine union was blocked in the past. And some things came to light in the recent past, and you became aware of this. This could be you, or this could be somebody else, but it's kind of falling in line with what we're already talking about here. A little bit with the energy. Yeah. I mean, these are great cards, but in the reverse, for some reason, this isn't happening in the recent past. It's like this is in the energy, the 2 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, but we see this individual who's underwater. Ace of Wands in the future here. Tell us about this. The Hermit. And the 2 of Pentacles. Alright, so what I'm seeing here. Now in the future, there's going to be clarity. This is a very confusing situation here, as we can see. A lot of the cards that are to do with love are in the reverse. We have the moon in a prominent position. We have a star crossing, you know, a powerful healer crossing a powerful leader. And up here we have a feminine there's a sense of losing a soulmate. But in the future, there's going to be insight into these difficult feelings, these challenging circumstances. I think you will be, balancing your dawning awareness and understanding of things in a graceful way. You can be using your intuition a lot, okay, to guide you, so that you can stay balanced as you work through all of these reversals, all of these blocks, all of these barriers, challenges, setbacks, changes. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes reversals are about internal energies. And so in the future, I see that you're going to be looking a lot more for understanding by looking within. A lot of maybe why the energy is this way has to do with things that are not being seen, and it may be because as a Hierophant you tend to focus outward, although in this card you wouldn't know it. But the Hierophant is somebody who follows tradition. They're like, very grounded, earthly, and they are helping their community through mentorship, teaching. But a spiritual journey requires us to look within. This is about knowing our own selves, really deeply discovering who we are. What is the nature of our own soul? What do we want for this life? Not what society tells us who we should be, but who do we want to be? What's going to make us happy? So I think this is the journey that this masculine is on at this time. A deep dive into self. We have the High Priestess in the reverse. So this is somebody with a lot of inner guidance. This is somebody who understands what is not being seen. This is somebody who uses their intuition. Yeah, this is like about mystery, sacred knowledge. This is the more feminine pole, whereas of the magician, right? So this is a masculine who maybe feels like their inner feminine. High Priestess is, they may be feeling blocked off from that aspect of self on some level. This, a tarot reading might feel like totally weird, like to hear, if you're a Hierophant with the energy I'm describing, then, people who use their intuition or, discovering intuitive messages might just seem really weird, odd, but that's just a reflection of their own, or of your own. It's an opportunity for growth. Let's just say that, okay? We have a Queen of Swords now in the reverse. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I feel like this Queen of Swords here is very verbose. And here we have a King of Pentacles in the reverse. Something about this dynamic. There's another individual. This could be the Star. It could be this Queen of Swords. This could be a partnership between a King of Pentacles and a Queen of Swords, but they're in the reverse. And there's something about it that doesn't jive, like the High Priestess is in reverse here. And this is how masculine is seeing themselves right now. You may be in a connection um, where things are not flowing between you. And this is causing you to feel confused, blocked off from your own inner knowing, or to question your own inner guidance system. You know, this might be somebody who is constantly telling you how you should feel and think, who you should be, who you shouldn't talk to, be with. Control. I'm getting a lot of controlling energy here, actually. And you might be aware of it. Like, you might actually understand that there's a King and a Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. However, your intuition is blocked, which means you might be not understanding what you should do about it. You might be feeling very, it's almost like feeling gaslit. Like when a person gets really gaslit, it can be very confusing. Like you don't know if what you're feeling and thinking is true or not. Like it gets so confusing. Like your energy field gets so mixed up that it can be very difficult to discern what is true. And, you know, this is a form of coercive control and abuse, and it does happen to masculines, and I'm just saying that because I think that's important to say. You know, in our society, we don't always admit that that can happen to a masculine energy. Even a strong masculine energy, a Hierophant type energy. And that could be also hard for this masculine to admit that, you know what, I've been in something really, really toxic that has really, in a way, shattered me. But, you know, all these things are lessons. Okay, you know, everything is designed to help us to see what we need to work on and heal within ourselves. But this does look like a challenging, very challenging situation for masculine. Jeez. There's a 7 of Swords in the reverse. And a 9 of Swords in the reverse. Gosh, okay. This is how others are seeing it. Yeah. It's almost like somebody's not able to deceive you anymore, masculine. You're getting clarity. You're no longer staying up all night worrying because you're starting to get clarity. And this is causing, something to shift and change with regard to giving and receiving. Maybe what was for a long time very balanced is now no longer balanced in the same way. It's changing. The system is changing. It's undergoing a shift. And this can be very uncomfortable for everybody involved. You know, people don't know the ground is moving beneath the feet, kind of a thing. And it's causing people to question who they are at a very fundamental and deep level. And so before, you know, you can move forward, I think that's what is so critical to realize here is this Hermit energy. There is a need to slow down and go within and try to, it's so important when we're doing healing work or on a soul journey or spiritual journey, to little by little, we need to cull the meaning from our experiences, like day by day, week by week, season by season. What is the significance of what's happening to me personally? That's a question that you ask yourself. It's not a question somebody else is going to answer for you, but it is the way to move forward, especially when the earth is shaking, which it does appear to be here. you know, what's the strength in the reverse? Oh, the strength in the upright. I love it. And an 8 of Cups. Okay. Well, this is positive. I think this is a fear that you're not going to be strong enough to withstand these changes. But what I see here is that you're walking away from that attitude. You know you're strong. You know you are. And you're walking away from limiting self-belief, self-limiting beliefs. Okay, you are gaining discernment. You're gaining the ability to recognize when it's a belief that is keeping you stuck, that is preventing you from growing with the changes that are occurring. You know, this could be an aspect of yourself up here where you're becoming much more discerning, much more assertive as well. Yeah, maybe you're grieving the part of yourself that, you know, connected with others more easily. That felt more at home, you know, in the world, or something like this. Or it could be that these are the 2 cups that are still standing, and as you move through this journey that you're on of self-discovery, you are returning to yourself more. But there is a sense that something is being let go and grieved. Okay? It's like waking up to this 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups in the reverse. Maybe you thought a partnership was going to be a 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups, but it wound up being the reverse. What's the Knight of Wands in the reverse? The World in the reverse. Wow, you guys. Man, every card is a reversal. Okay, Knight of Wands in the reverse. This is normally somebody who, you know, is ambitious, they're passionate, and they take action on those ambitions and passions. In this case, this person's not doing it. There is not an achievement. Yeah, it's like the fight's not over yet. It's like you're not victorious yet. You haven't closed this out yet. There's more work to do here. There's more work to do here. Why the Page of Cups in the reverse? Why aren't you making a love offering? It's the Knight of Swords and the Fool in the reverse. Yeah, definitely not taking a leap in love here. There's no love offering. You might be out here fighting battles. You might be fighting for your right to your own truth. The Knight of Swords. You know, this is an action taker. This is somebody who is quickly coming in with a message. This might be a message you are bringing yourself, a recognition that you are giving to yourself, that is coming to you from spirit for yourself about the situation that you're in right now, maybe. Here you're defending yourself. I cannot believe all these cards. Okay, we have a Wheel of Fortune in the reverse and a 9 of Cups in the reverse. There's wisdom here. You know, you understand that this wheel's going to turn when it's going to turn. And you don't mind sitting there defending exactly where it is that you are in life right now. You think you want to move toward this Nine of Cups. This is a single person who's fulfilled in life. You know, there's happiness here with the yellow background. You're not there yet. Okay, maybe you want to be a single person, or maybe you are single, but you just want to be happy. But you're really strong. You know, you recognize how you, especially as the Hierophant, you understand that God's timing is God's timing. There's only so many things that you can force to happen. And the more you push and force anyway, you know, the more you get off of that divine path. Clarify the Hanged Man. So, you know, I do see you're moving towards a greater, higher perspective. There's a sense of alignment or enlightenment that's going to come with this. You are having a breakthrough here. You are definitely understanding. Yeah, it's like the confusion is lifting. We have an Empress in the reverse. The confusion is lifting. About an Empress in the reverse. So this could be an Empress who is not Empressing. You know what I'm saying? You know, usually this is like a divine feminine, but in the reverse, this is like a divine feminine who is somehow out of balance. A divine feminine who, for some reason or another, is not able to sit in this Empress energy. Something's blocking the Empress from being the Empress right now. And I think this is somebody in your life, masculine. But I think you're starting to see what's happening here. It is dawning on you. Yeah, the confusion is lifting here. But it is a slow process. And let's see here. Yeah, the confusion's lifting. Let's, instead of those oracle cards, I want to just get, I want to get like 3 more of these guys right here. So final messages here. Anything else, Spirit, to close this reading? We have a 5 of Swords in the reverse, a Knight of Cups in the reverse, and a Page of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Well, again, we're back to this whole conflict thing and adversity. It's almost like there's a lot of conflict that's not getting resolved. It's like, I feel like we're in the upside down dimension right now. Like, and it's not just because we're getting a lot of reversals, but there's something, like this person is holding their head. There's conflict, adversity. But usually with the 5 of Swords, you know, you see in the traditional card, people, the conflict is over. There's swords on the ground. Somebody's holding their head. It's over. They're winners and they're losers. But here, it's like a never-ending situation. There are no winners and losers. It's just being stuck in a conflict forever. An ongoing cycle of, you know, one-upsmanship. And we have Knights and Pages here, which these are young energies, but in the reverse, it's like these young people aren't learning and improving, okay? They aren't making offers of love. And I think what I'm getting here is energetically there's something weird about maybe a community. Yeah. I wish I could make heads and tails of this. This feels like a dimension where it feels like this is the energy of this dimension. I don't know if this is a community. I don't know if this is, within a family unit or dynamic, within a subculture of a larger culture, but it feels very energetically blocked. Things are not flowing. Growth is needed. There are a lot of fears. There's a difficulty gaining clarity and insight. There's a mix-up that's needed, but it's coming, okay? Clearly there's a need for a new perspective. So I guess maybe the message I'm getting is masculine. Maybe traveling would be good. Maybe, venturing off, venturing out, trying to, gain experiences from a place, a different place. This could be physical place, maybe with new people. Something that's going to break this mass. It's like bound up energy that feels like it involves a lot of people, and it feels like it's very confusing and difficult to get clarity, even though that's clearly what's needed. Clearly, Spirit is saying you've got to find a way to gain some perspective here. There's something very clearly clouding your vision. With that star card crossing. Yeah, I think that's what I'm getting. It's a message from Spirit saying broaden your horizons, go on a journey, go on a trip, do things differently, find a way to look at this differently. Because whatever you're in, it feels very, to me, the energy feels like a trap, like imprisonment. I don't like how that energy feels at all for you, masculine. So if you're in this, I can empathize. Okay. Yeah. That is the message for the Divine Masculine Collective. If it resonates, cool. If not, cool too. All right. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.